Hello Pisces, welcome to this reading. We're going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Pisces for the month of December. So, last month of the year, would like to thank all of you for another great year here on the channel. Your support really is appreciated. Your comments, likes, subscribes, shares are all very helpful and very much appreciated. And thank you for another great year here on YouTube. With that said, do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. All right, Pisces, let's go ahead and see what we have here for you. All right. As always, all of the decks that I use on my channel are linked in the description below this video. So we have double aces here right off the bat. We actually have 111 as well. Some of you starting something new. Initiation, there's something about initiation here happening. So let's go ahead and put this right here. Definitely like to see that. And we'll take a bunch of these Kipper cards as well. All right. Energy on the bottom. You have the Eight of Cups. So, some of you here walking away in pursuit of initiation. All right, some of you, I feel like this is a time where you're really getting started on something. And you're maybe even diving headfirst into something here. But this requires you to step away from what is comforting or familiar or disappointing to you. This person's about to pursue their dreams, but not first without letting go of these empty cups on the Eight of Cups card. And so for me, I love this card. It's a card of empowerment. It's a very positive card from my perspective in the tarot. You do have this message with the moon here showing up. You have the moon in the Eight of Cups card you can see here in the illustration. And then you also have the moon showing up, the moon tarot card here showing up as well. Let me double check the time on this. Okay, we do have a Sagittarius new moon here. Actually, this video will be coming out after that. We have a Gemini full moon on December 8th and a Capricorn new moon on December 23rd. So mark the dates there. There might be something around the cycles of the moon here that are important for you. So December 8th and December 31st. Or sorry, December 23rd. My apologies. But yeah, something like this might be coming in around those times. Let's just dive in here. So in the overall situation, you have the Magician. The Magician represents manifesting something important into your life. It's a very positive card from my perspective, but only if you take action, okay? Just like the person on the Eight of Cups card has to walk away and has to let be what is, let go of what is, or let be, what am I trying to say here? It's kind of like, it is what it is type of energy, right? Like, for example, if something is disappointing you, that is what it is. You can either choose to work on why it's disappointing you, or some people choose to say, you know what, it is what it is. I'm going to let it be, and I'm going to walk away and pursue something that doesn't disappoint me, but rather makes me happy or makes me fulfilled. With this person here on the Magician card, you have to take action, right? It says that you have all of the tools here. You've got everything you need, but you need to put it into practice. And that's the idea of the Magician card. But it's a major energy of law of attraction, of manifestation, of alchemy, all of these sorts of things in the tarot. Now, in the beginning of the month, you have the Ace of Pentacles, you have the Nine of Swords, and you also have the Judgment card. So, the Ace of Pentacles, it's just when I put the cards out here, the two aces were the first two cards to come out of the deck here. And just the fact that they are next to each other and the Magician is number 111, for me, this is a number of initiation. And that word seems to be important as I'm doing this reading for some of you here. Ace of Pentacles would suggest that you are planting the seed. You can see the hand coming out of the cloud. That is symbolism that you will find throughout the tarot. And that symbolism suggests that there is some type of opportunity or invitation from the universe. In this case, it might be of a financial or material flavor with the Ace of Pentacles. You can see that the crops here are growing in the foreground. That is a sign of harvests, right? This is representative of a seed. If you plant the seed, eventually it will grow into the Ten of Pentacles. There's something here that you are in pursuit of. There's something here that you're in pursuit of. At the same time, there's a potential situation evolving around, or revolving, I should say. Maybe it's also evolving around like fear, anxiety, stress, situations like that, as you have this Nine of Swords. This person is kind of, they have their head in their hands, and they are kind of in the middle of a nightmare. And so the Nine of Swords, it is a challenging card in the tarot. It does say that you are maybe fearful around something. You know, it is a card of stress, and I actually think that this is eustress. You know that do you know this? There are multiple forms of stress in life. There's good stress and bad stress. And I almost feel like this is the type of stress that comes along when you are achieving things or when you're taking action on things, which is good stress. By the way, you can't be human and not experience stress. It's literally not possible. It's literally impossible to not experience stress at some point in your life. And, you know, throughout the course of a given year, you will, it's on the table as a human. The reason I think that this is eustress, or in other words, good stress, is because you have this Judgment card with it as well. Judgment card says that you can be sure that there's a new chapter about to begin, but there's something that you have to see first. This card says that you are so close to completing something in your life. And with that, ask yourself, reach within, and see what it is that you need to do to get over the hurdle, to start the new chapter. Because you are so close to something here, which I think is why some of you are maybe having some sleepless nights and maybe going through some healthy stress here, because there are very good signs with the double aces, the Magician, the Knight of Wands, and I read the Eight of Cups as a positive card because you're walking away and you're walking towards the pursuit of your dreams. In the middle of the month, you have the Ace of Cups, you have the Magician, and you have the Seven of Cups. So where the Ace of Pentacles might be planting that financial seed or that material seed in your life, also, by the way, signing contracts, documents, doing paperwork, maybe entering into new agreements, the Ace of Cups, this would be about the initial splash of happiness. While you can think of seed, earth, pentacles represent earth, seed, earth, pentacles. The cups represent water, emotions, going deep. This is the initial splash of happiness in your life. And again, you see the symbolism here, right? The universe saying, hey, nudging you, hey, Pisces, here you go. You can start something that makes you very happy here. And so you have this really nice combination that I like to see in a reading of the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups, where you've got maybe a material situation that also makes you happy, right? And so this might be like you starting a new investment, or like investing money in yourself, or investing money in your business, or, you know, selling a home and doing van life. I always like to say, like, Knight of Wands is the van life card. You know, it's if any card in the tarot would be like, just throw everything in your van and take a cross-country road trip, it would be the Knight of Wands. Or, you know, I'm just giving you an example. There's something here where you're getting that nice mix or that special blend of the material side of life and the happy emotional side of life. So, you know, again, I think you're dealing with healthy stress here, right? Like, to illustrate this further, like, have you ever prepared for a long flight? Like, maybe you're, like, you know, going international, or you're flying across your country and you're going to take a 2-week vacation. But it's like all of the buildup to the flight is a little stressful, right? Like, you got to get your bags together. You got to pack your bags. You got to make sure you have your boarding pass. You got to make sure, you have your itinerary. All of that. You got to make sure that somebody's going to take care of the dogs, dog sitter, whatever. Like all of that is sort of like stressful, but it's leading to something fun, nice, right? Like there's something like this here that's showing up. I think it's a little bit bigger than that example, but this is kind of what I feel like some of you are dealing with. You have a nice month here. You have a really nice month. You have the Seven of Cups, which is about maybe some sort of overwhelming feeling or overwhelming situation. Again, I think there's an overflow of emotions here. Of maybe some of that might involve stress, a little bit of fear, a little bit of anxiety. But the Seven of Cups does ask you to get clear on something. Towards the end of the month, you have the Six of Cups, you have the Moon, and you have the Knight of Wands. So the Six of Cups is a return to something that makes you feel like you're home. Like you're home again. It's the feeling of home. It's something from the past, maybe, even. It's a card that maybe asks you to stop and smell the roses or enjoy what you have now. Be here, be now, be present. It can represent exes coming back in. You do have the Ace of Cups next to it, but I will say with the Moon, that's maybe a word of caution there. So, your ex is your ex for a reason, right? But hey, do you, you got to do you. At the same time though, this Moon card with this Moon symbolism here on the Eight of Cups, again, those dates to remember for you would be December 8th and December 23rd. Something connected to this walking away or this manifestation that you're looking at here could be coming full bloom. As a general rule of thumb, you probably already know this because you're a Pisces, but if you do not, as a general rule of thumb, it's best to start new things on new moons. In other words, it's best to manifest on new moons, and on full moons, it's best to do things like self-care and that type of activities, and like meditate. It's great to like meditate on a full moon as well. Things from the past might come back in for sure in this case because you have the Six of Cups and the Moon. But as you kind of prepare for the next year, 2023, some of you are initiating something. There's initiation here. There's an initiation here happening. The Knight of Wands, to me, would suggest that maybe some of you are doing international travel. Maybe some of you are doing travel that is foreign to you. So let's say you grew up in Georgia, and then you're going to drive all the way up to Seattle, Washington, right? You're going to take like a big cross-country road trip, other side of the country, right? Something like this. And, for some of you here, something like this could be on the table. You could also quite literally be moving residence. Like you might be changing your zip code as well. So let's get some more details on that. So in the Kipper, you have thoughts, adjudication, family room, and privileged lady. All right, so yeah, some of you here might be making a sale of real estate with adjudication and family room. There's also somebody here that's on your mind. You can see this person is thinking about somebody so much that they painted a picture of them and you can see, right? And not only that, but they're thinking about them. And, this might be somebody. Pisces, sorry about that. I had to switch cameras. Camera died on me, but so you're thinking about somebody here. This might be somebody who we would consider lives a life of luxury, as that is the idea of the privileged lady. They may live a sort of quote unquote privileged life. They may come from wealthy family or a wealthy background, just to help you kind of paint a picture here, so to speak. But so some of you here thinking about somebody, this might honestly be somebody from your past, as well as you have this Six of Cups. I will say with adjudication and family room, with the thoughts card as well, not with the adjudication and family room, with the thoughts card as well. Some of you are manifesting something here, okay? And, for some of you, this might be the sale of a home, but as I think I've stated already, but with this idea of manifestation, it's very important that your thoughts are in alignment and your thoughts are healthy and your thoughts are geared towards bringing this manifestation in. So that's what I wanted to say as well with that manifestation message here. All right, so let's go ahead and let's start to clarify the situation even more. So we have the Ace of Swords, we have the Knight of Cups, and we have the Well, which is an oracle card in this deck. All right, so we have 3 aces now, and they're all kind of coming around each other here with the Ace of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Cups. They're all kind of around each other. You know, I've said this from the beginning, you know, this is initiation. This is 4 ones, 1, 1, 1, because the Magician is number 1 as well. Whatever you feel inspired at this time to start, the cards, the universe, God, whatever you want to believe in or put faith into, is telling you to do it. It's telling you to do it pretty hard here. Okay, like this is a big message that's coming in with this 8 of Cups. You know, this represents you walking away, and it's more about walking towards, in this case. It's more about walking towards something because of this message of initiation showing up pretty heavily here in the cards, okay? So you also have this Knight of Cups. This might be somebody that you think a lot about as you had this Thoughts card. Now this might mean that you might have to have some open communication with this person to really help yourself out to make that situation happen here. But for some of you, this is not about relationships. This is more about this tapping into the well of creativity that you have as you see the Well oracle card here in this deck. There is creative energy available to you to help you out with something here. Let's continue forward. You have the Queen of Swords, you have the High Priestess, and you have the 7 of Swords. Okay. Do not for a second doubt your intuition this month. Okay, do not for a second doubt your intuition here. Because with the High Priestess and the 7 of Swords, the High Priestess is like, you know something 100%, like you 100% know something, and you should trust what you know. Because the 7 of Swords would indicate something that's maybe a little bit deceptive happening in your life. Okay, do not self-sabotage, do not deceive yourself even, okay? Because with this High Priestess, you know that you need to start walking in this other direction here. You know you need to start walking down this next path, and this is how this initiation is forming for you. Queen of Swords says, have a strong focus on something. Some of you might be an early degree Pisces, which means you have very much, you have like a lot of Aquarian energy about you, even though that you are a Pisces. Some people would call this a cusp. You might be on a cusp in astrology as you have this Queen of Swords, but this is more about focus, okay? There's something that you're looking to focus on here. There's a manifestation that you're bringing in. You have the 2 of Swords, you have the 9 of Swords, and you also have the Hermit. So we started this reading off, we have this 9 of Swords. Again, I said that there's something here about healthy stress or eustress or good stress. Well, this is because you're really achieving at this time. There is also a big message now coming in the clarifications around introspection, intuition, and not questioning any of that. And in becoming introspective, in trusting your intuition, you are getting this new start. You are walking towards your dreams and your goals here at this time with this 8 of Cups. 2 of Swords, don't question. Don't question what you know, okay? The 2 of Swords, this person's kind of questioning and they're blindfolded, but the path is very clear for you. That's what the cards are saying. On the bottom, you have the Sun, which is literally the best card to find in the tarot. It is the best card. And so the Sun is total happiness. So good things are on the way for you, Pisces. Keep going forward. Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe. Really appreciate you, and I will see you in the next reading.